Hey everyone, welcome to another 90 Day Fiance recap chat. We're talking the other way. 90 Day Fiance is a reality show that follows couples. And if you're watching, I'm pretty sure you know the host chick. One person's from the US, the other's from another country. We follow them through their ups and downs, their challenges, as every couple has. Along with on top of that, cultural barriers, language boundaries, and trying to get that 90-day visa, the deadline, in order for them to be able to live in the same country with their partner and to marry. It is 90 Day Fiance the other way. Now let's get right into Mignon and Anthony. There was a little lost in translation there when it came to the word eating. If you guys saw the episode, it was a little bit, some naughty words that were mistranslated, went between Anthony and Mignon. Anthony didn't say this word right, but Mignon straight up told him, hey, this is what that word really means, and it had a naughty meaning. But the focus was Ben's baptism for this couple. Everyone will be there. Is that good? She was surprised. She invited all of her family members. They don't all get along with her. They don't all get along with each other. But everyone's showing up to this thing. Hey, maybe because of the TV cameras. I don't know. But they're all coming. As far as the whole idea of baptism, Anthony says he's not a believer. He believes that churches are about greed and power. He's against it, but for Mignon, he's gonna go with it. The whole fact that this is her family tradition and this is her belief system, he's going to back her up with that. He's gonna be there, so to speak. But he said, "Hey, I don't believe." She says she comes from the Christian Catholic background. He says he doesn't practice this. He say, "Okay, I'll be there, but I'm not practicing." So all this family is there, and it's kind of stressing her out, the fact that all the family is there. She's been the black sheep of the family. And even Anthony's worried because she has such a bold personality that it's going to be some clashes, some blow-ups, some firestorms there. Just a lot because of Mignon alone. Her sister Marie is there, and her sister have kind of been distant, so she's trying to get her to be the godmother, trying to reconnect them, which I think that's a good thing. It's a good effort. When it comes to the baptism, there's different forms, there's different ways that people are baptized. For those that may be Baptists, baptism is kind of in the name. For those that are considered Protestant, which is not Catholic, but still considered Christian, you'll see like a full dip. But for Ben, he got the little head drizzle, no dip, which for babies, I think is kind of cool. He even cried with that head drizzle of water. He did cry. He wasn't liking it. His hair got wet somewhat, but he didn't get the full dip, which I think will really probably traumatize the kid. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm not a believer in kids and babies doing it. I think christenings can be beautiful, but I think it depends all on how it's done. I've seen some kind of traumatizing, crazy videos of christenings. I don't know if I'm gonna put one of these gifts there while I'm talking to you right now, but there's been some kind of crazy ones. Anyway, there's more than one way to do the baptism. A lot of family, again, got together. She's proud that they all actually showed up. And I'm like, hey, these can be your potential customers since you're trying to get back into business, Mignon. Then there's this whole talk of sausage. He said the sausage was good, and then she kind of made a dirty joke out of it. And she's like, well, we haven't done that for a month. He was like, no, this has been more than a month. It's been more than a couple months. She said, well, not that. And it was kind of like a little bit too much bedroom talk for the table in the middle of this family event. It was kind of funny, but she begins to kind of explain her story, I think, to one of her relatives, and she's kind of in tears as far as the fact that how things were in the U.S. and she was so busy working that she didn't have the balance, and now she's here to try to get the balance, and they don't really have a lot to work with, and she's just being transparent about her story. And she may win over some family members, say they may even try to help her out. I'm thinking her parents comfort her and say, no, you've always been a winner, Mignon. You've always been out there trying to do your thing. And basically saying you can't fail. You're not a failure at all. Which I think that was a beautiful thing that her parents were sticking up for her. But she was saying, her parents, they didn't even finish high school. And I don't know all the struggles that they went through, but she has an issue where she really feels like she has something to prove on a lot of different levels, from her body to her lifestyle to her goals to her earning potential. All of these things are on Mignon's head right now. But Ben is like, Mignon's a little tipsy. She's a little emotional. You know what? I'm going to have to get out of here. So he tries to escape any further drama, gives wifey a kiss, and Anthony and Ben make their great escape. We'll see if there's any further drama. I think that there may be some ahead at this little get-together. All right, Johnny and Chloe. They go out for drinks tonight with their friends. John doesn't drink, though. But she says she drinks. She'll actually have a nice bill at the end of the day, is what she was saying. His partner in crime is coming. She hates that guy. I guess she feels like he's setting up the environment for him to be a cheater. As they're riding in the car and they're talking about, hey, we're going to go to drinks tonight. Say, hey, there's actually a mosquito problem here in Aruba. You'd think you've probably been there enough times to know that. But now that you're living there, yeah, you're going to have to deal with mosquitoes. He's like, yeah. Oh, duh. Anyway, she tells him about the whole spying event. And she's like, it's helpful for me. He's like, well, no, but that means we have trust issues. And when they actually sit to the table and they're hanging out, and I think her friend comes, they're like, well, her friend says, I spy on my man too. And he's like, we have to do it. Guys make us crazy. So then the man of the evening comes, the one that Chloe hates so much, Keener, Johnny's partner in crime. So they get into this little battle where they both say, you better not. He's like, well, you better not either. I'm not sure fully what this battle was about, but they don't really get along long. Now, I feel like Keener is really putting the effort in and trying to be a nice guy. But Chloe, she's just going to straight up tell him like it is. He basically says she's scary and she's a lot. They call each other expletives. That's not very nice, but this is what they do. And as they're talking and hanging out, she basically lets Johnny know, well, Johnny lets her know, hey, you can't control me by trying to spy and all of this. And she's like, well, you need to respect me. They have this little back and forth at the table. And she's like, I'm doing the ultimate sacrifice here. And Keener says, he's also sacrificing a lot. And she's like, he's not sacrificing as much as I am. And she basically says she has a lot to lose and she's lost a lot to get into this relationship and move to Aruba. Keener is wondering why they're having all these trust issues. And she kind of straight up tells him there's been incidents in the past and she knows what she knows. The whole issue of control is a problem for them. She fears losing their whole situation. The words crazy, psycho, and jealous all come up in this conversation and in this situation. And I can see that. So the trust issues are gonna be a thing for these two. They really have to get over this and figure out how to be together. And I think they kind of have to see from each other's side, because he's not seeing her side, she's not seeing his. And I think they need to step into each other's shoes in order to really see where each other's coming from and hopefully make this thing work. Because right now it seems chaotic, it seems messy. It's like you're going through all of this to be with someone, but why go through all of this to be with someone, right? If you really have a good connection and love for this person, I mean, it should be a joyful experience, not one that is so stressful that you have to keep and maintain and grasp and hold on to so tight with dear to dear life. And I'm saying that for Chloe. So yeah, this is going to be a thing, the big thing I feel like they're going to have to overcome. Among other things, I think finance will be one of those things as well. And look at here. Speaking of finance, we have Patia and Dylan. We're going to kind of get into their whole situation. We got finance on a couple other couples as well. Finance issues. And I didn't see this, like, this isn't the first red flag you see between these two. There's quite an age difference here. But she's here in his country. She's like, welcome home. His place is beautiful. We find out that he's very structured to the point where it could be annoying to most people, and she's the opposite. But I mean, I'm looking at his place, nice digs. He did have a couch missing, but everything else looked pretty good to me. She's wearing her mask, and he's like, oh, well, this must be your fountain of youth. And she's like, well, amongst other things, he's a calorie counter. He eats kangaroo. These are some things that I learned because they were cooking a meal. He was cooking the meal, actually. And he says, you know, I eat 5 mini meals a day. I have to have this much protein, this much this much that, this much grain, this much vegetable, whatever he said. It was like he counted the milligrams or whatever they call it in his country. And she's like, only thing for me is I really need seasoning on my food. I don't like all this structure. I like to mix it up. And I totally agree with that, Patia. They have a huge food issue here. They have arguments over food, and this is just like a regular thing. And if you're a foodie, I get it. I feel like Patia is more of a foodie. Dylan is more trying to look for his body and physique, and he's trying to maintain his structure and stability, which I get the stability. I'm kind of a stability person too. I'm kind of a routine person. There's some things that if I get off my routine, it throws everything off. But on the other hand, I do like variety and trying new things. I'm kind of a mix of both. I'm the best of both worlds, everyone. I'm perfect. But these two are two separate, completely opposites on the food train. She's like, well, sometimes can I cook as well? He's like, well, your food that you make is like fun cheat meals. But again, like you said, I need to maintain my body. I can't eat whatever. So, if I want to have a cheat meal, you can cook. Otherwise, I'm cooking. She's like, you need to lighten up and enjoy. We need to compromise. He says, well, why don't we do this? I tell you what, I want you to cook and you cook it. Okay. Mom on duty. She's going to be the second mom. All right. Speaking of mom, here's calls mom now. She's like, oh, I'm on my way. I want to stop by and see you guys and see what's up. And he's like, okay. He's like, okay. Sure. And she's like, she was kind of upset. Like, I'm sitting here in my robe. I mean, the day just started for me. I don't know if I want her to see me like this. Well, mom shows up. The mom, she's, we've heard things that she's the most horrible person. Right now, she seems cool. Maybe she's a bit passive aggressive, a little tricky on her meanness. Because right now she seems welcoming. She brought flowers and some type of biscuits, which I think are some type of a treat in their country. So Dylan's mom's like, it's been 11 years. She has a problem with me. I don't have a problem with her. She's like, maybe she's jealous that she has to share Dylan with his actual mom. And from what Dylan observes, he says they're both playing nice right now, but this isn't the real. So then starts to talk about, Patia starts talking about the furniture, like I said, the missing couch, and she says she's going to keep an eye out on maybe get him a sectional. And then they both start talking about her money issues, especially mom starts it off, Well, you got to keep an eye out on her because, she overspends. And she's like, no, I've been getting better with this. And Dylan's like, well, I really need you to prove that. But he's like, I'm not going to get into detail right now, which was okay that he didn't get in detail. But I don't think he should have chimed back in with his mom, behind his mom like that. I think he should have waited till she left. Because honestly, this does appear to be an issue that has been brought back up again. If both mom and son see it. But he says, we need to talk. He mentions a week ago that she was talking about struggling financially. So whatever issue she's going through has been pretty recent. She supposedly has gotten better, but he's saying she was talking about money troubles a week ago, which was like a minute ago. So I think he kind of mentions this is part of his commitment problems. Part of it is the money issue and how he hasn't committed to her within this whole 12-year time. That's one of the issues. And I can kind of see that being an issue, especially for a guy. He's supposed to be running the household and your partner's in debt and they don't know how to control their spending. I mean, I can understand in certain scenarios, but if it's a reoccurring issue, then it's deeper than just a problem that happened or issue that happened. If it's reoccurring issues, there's something else going on. All right. So Greta and Matthew are closing out with these two, and they're actually house hunting. She desired to live in a walkable city. That's kind of like the reason why she moved to where she moved to, but now she's going to be living with him in his country. He says he's a country and a city boy. He can do both. But she's looking for a compromise. Right now, Greta's expecting them to get a starter house. The realtor's showing them a 3-bedroom. She's like, this is too much. I thought he was so concerned about finances. Then he mentions, one of these rooms can be the kids' rooms. Now Greta is feeling the pressure. Sounds like she's not ready. She actually lets us know, hey, I recently realized I'm not really sure if I want kids, but I didn't say anything to Matthew yet. So as they leave that location, I guess going to the next, she says he sounds very certain about what he wants in the trajectory they're going, but she's not certain. She also tells him her concerns about the place being a bit too big. She's looking for a starter place. And I don't think she mentioned anything about the kids yet. He does take her concerns into mind, but he does, to me, kind of, is like, you know what, I'm still going to do and pursue what I want to pursue. Because I'm the man and you're following me. On some level, I'm like, that could be a bit insensitive. But on some level, that's kind of what we want, right? As a woman, we want the man to take control and lead us. But if she's already unsure, she doesn't know what she wants, and she hasn't even told him, then she has to take some responsibility for that. If you want a man to lead you, you got to find the right man, the man that's going to lead you the direction you want to go. You can't just find a man that's going to lead you and you don't want to go that way, then it's going to be a difficult situation. The man's meant to lead, he's built to lead. And as long as he's not misogynistic about it and he takes your concerns to heart, which I kind of feel like Matthew's a little lacking on that. But again, he also doesn't have all the information. She's changing her mind. She's having different feelings, which we can do as women sometimes. So is he going to be able to work with that scenario, or is he going to say, we're pressing forward into the way that I want to go? And honestly, some women need that. Some people need that, men or women. Some people need someone that's going to kind of guide them in the right direction because they're unsure and they're unclear. If you do it with love, then I say I don't see anything wrong with that. But to have somebody that's wishy-washy back and forth, it can be very difficult to navigate. And I can see how a man, especially if he's going to take the leadership role, can struggle with that and may not be up for it. But I'm hoping that they can figure all this stuff out. People change over time. Life changes. She's in a new situation. So, of course, she may have some new and different feelings. So we're going to just continue to watch as this couple carries on. And these couples carry on. Who's going to make it? Who's not? Who's going to get down the aisles? 90-Day Fiance. The other way. Thoughts, comments, questions. Let me know. Email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com. As we talk faith, love, and trends right here on CBiz Media. This is Irene. All the best. God bless.